Hey y'all, it's Shayna, and I'm back with some hot topics. Listen, it's been a little slow this week. My shows are on hiatus due to the Labor Day weekend. Love and Marriage Huntsville was on hold. Um, Ready to Love didn't have a new episode. I didn't catch up on Sisters, and I feel like I'm a little too late to do the review for BMF. But I did join a panel interview late, but I attended. Okay, I was only about 15 minutes late. My son had football practice. We interviewed Hoop from the show, so check out the replay. We interviewed Duffy a few weeks back. Catch all of my panel interviews that I joined recently. They're on the live tab. Be sure to like, subscribe, all the things. Now, we're going to get into some hot topics, okay? Melody and Martell got some mess going on, so we got to get into it. I wanted to touch on Cardi B, Brittany Renner, and PJ Washington, and we'll just kind of go through social media, see where it takes us, because I feel like there's some stuff going on. At first, I was like, is there anything really pertinent to talk about? But there's always some mess to talk about, okay? Karen Huger got released. Like, let's just talk about all of it, okay? So, get comfortable, grab a seat, subscribe if you like the vibes. It helps you grow out a lot. Like the video, share, comment, all the things that are free help us YouTubers out tremendously. And trust me, it's appreciated, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. While I'm doing that, I wanted to say rest in peace to Roland Ray. I just saw online that he passed away 2 days before his 29th birthday. So love him, hate him, don't know much about him. Either way, may he rest. I don't know that much about him, but I've, seen him, on my timeline a time or two. So may he rest, rest in peace to all the children in that Massachusetts school unaliving situation. Very sad. Palestine, very devastating. The issues with the tennis and, dealing with the slurs and all the things of that nature. Like it's just a lot. It's really heavy. It's really tough, especially when children are involved and slurs are being thrown at us. And so I wanted to acknowledge that before we get into the mess, and my condolences to Roland Ray and his family. Now, okay, so we're going to start off with the neighborhood talk. Now, I don't always go on the neighborhood talk. I'm not even subscribed to them. I don't like their formatting, but they have exactly what I need right here with Melody. So let's see what we got. And it says, wow. Melody Cherie Rogers comments on harassment from her ex-husband, Martell Holt, recalls alleged incidents where he punched her, pulled a pow-pow, and threatened to end her. It says Love and Marriage Huntsville captured some of those moments, but they never aired. Let's hear what she has to say just quickly because, I can't afford a copyright. Lord knows, okay? I rebuke it. Now let's see.
So in that whack-ass interview, are you sending my address because you sent a police report that had my address on it? But see, what you didn't do is show my report of that same day when you pulled that pow-pow out on me and said that you would take me out and you already thought about it and decided you would. You ain't show that side of the police report, boo-boo? Because I got it. I've been quiet for a long time. My people have seen it. So for all the women who be on here caping and capping, why don't y'all give them some help? You love them that much. Why don't you do that? Because y'all weak hoes. That's
okay. Because, honey, Melody Cherie is going in, and rightfully so, okay? Now, I've been keeping up with Love and Marriage Huntsville. I am reviewing the show this season, so be sure to catch the replays, get all caught up before the new episode drops this coming Saturday. And I must say this. No matter how you feel about Melody, I think one thing that a majority of us agree on is when it comes to that Martell Holt, a lot of us side with Melody. A lot of us side with Melody because when it comes down to it, They've been divorced for a long time. They've been divorced for at least about 4 or 5 years now. It's been years. Why is this? Why is my fridge making noise? If you can hear it, please listen to me. Just ignore that. Why is he still bothering her? Now I saw clips and I gotta find them, but I don't got time right now to be searching high and low. But I saw earlier that she had exposed that Martell and Coleslaw, yes, Ariana's going back to Coleslaw because she's pulling side chick moves. It's in her. It's in her. Okay. She can't get it up off of her. She just moved like that. She just like that. They were bothering her at court. Mind you, they were going to court for harassment. You're going to court for harassment, and in the same breath, you harass her. Help me to understand. Make it make sense for me. Dumb it down for me, please. Why are you bothering this lady at the courthouse? He up there bothering her, talking about you with your boyfriend Jason. When will Martell learn that we don't care? We don't care if Melody got a new man. She should. She's single. She's divorced. She's not with you anymore. She is not your wife. No matter how much in your mind you still want her to be, it's over. And doing all these tactics will never bring her back, Martell. Never, ever will they bring her back. Ever. She is gone. She's gone. And she stayed too long, if you ask me, but I digress. She got up out of there. She's gone now. Good for her. Oh, she's living her best life with whomever she chooses to be with. He tried to expose her before when she was still on the show for sleeping with people and cheating. I don't care if she did at this point. Who cares? Martell Holt, you and your bald head, you're the one that had the baby. So no matter what dirt you try to throw on her name, you had the baby with the woman that you're with now that you don't even want, but you have to settle for because you can't get nobody else and you can't be with the one you want to be with, which is Melody. Because if I was Ariana, I'd be like, why are you so worried about your ex-wife? Okay, it's one thing to be the side piece, but she's supposed to be, and then he went and got with Sheree, even though that was fake. And now he's just settling for you. Still can't even say he want to marry you on the show. But he need a storyline. And you okay with him? Not only are you okay with him still worrying about Melody, but you're in on it. You're in on it. You're holding the camera, recording stuff, girl. Have some dignity. Have some coos. Who's child? And that's why you'll always be on the side until he can find somebody better, a placeholder, if you will. And I would say I hate her for it, but that's all she deserved. That's neither here nor there. Let's carry on. When it comes to Melody in this situation, I believe her. And she shouldn't take nothing he say lightly. Like I know earlier she said, I forgot exactly what the verbiage was, and the police officer didn't deem it as, a threat. He didn't think that there was anything to be concerned with. But given Martell's history, and it's going back to us women not feeling protected, especially if you've ever been in this situation before. And I have. And if you've been with me before and you've seen some of my reviews, I have shared briefly that I've had an ex who was a legitimate, not a stalker, like he just kept calling me and wouldn't stop bothering me. A legitimate stalker, like sitting outside my house in the bushes, like stalker, to the point where I had to get a PFA and a restraining order, get the police involved, call the laws of multiple times. It takes multiple times. You have to build a case. It don't just happen overnight. And all that time, you're in fear. And Melanie made a comment, I think in the same live, where she was like, I got the money. I got the coins to have security follow on me. But for the average woman, where's our protection? Where is it? Okay? I can't have no security following me when I'm going to my 9 to 5. So this Martell thing is beyond me because it's been years. He should be over it. You had another child. You messed up to the point of no return. I feel like Melody getting on this show was a last ditch effort to try to salvage whatever piece was left of that marriage, where she was really the one holding it down. And you can see that because it's years later and he still never bounced back to where he was when he was with her. But honey, it's over. It's over. Sometimes you don't get the good thing twice. All that willpower couple, Holt and Holt, ain't gonna happen ever again. But Melody's thriving. And good for her. And Melody is I'm not even a millimeter. Okay, let's be clear. Like, I don't think there's things that Melody has done on the show that I was not a fan of as well. But when it comes to Martell Holt, if you can't see where this woman is coming from, either you are infatuated with Martell. I don't know. Explain to me, if you can't see where Melody's coming from, explain to me in the comments why. Make it make sense for me, please. I hope she's okay. I hope she's doing well. I'm glad she keeps her foot on his neck because she should. Because she should. Let's move on. Now, what do we got here? Okay, let me go back and share my screen. Child, I feel like I'm at work with all this screen sharing. Okay, I feel like I'm on Teams. Shout out to the corporate baddies. Okay, so it says, period. PJ Washington reportedly secures a $90 million contract just days after a viral video arguing with his baby mama, Brittany Renner. God is good, he said. All the time. And all the time. God is good. Okay, you hear me? Let me know your thoughts. If you're not familiar, I'm going to run it back real quick. Brittany Renner shares a child with basketball player PJ Washington. She got with him when they're 6 years apart. So the age range isn't like so concerning that it's like, ooh, disturbing or anything like that. But he was like in his early 20s when he got with her. She was in her late 20s, like pushing 30. A lot of people say she preyed on him because she was at the college waiting and she was pushing up on 30. And she may have been. I think that played a part. But I also feel like I thought these basketball players get like classes and, people try to educate them on not being with groupies. If you choose to go down that road, clicked on something, trying to look for the next thing, and I clicked on it and started playing all quick. But I hope it didn't make noise. Anyway, child, I get distracted so easily. I am no better than a child. But I feel like, okay, if you had the training and the education to say, leave this groupie alone, this groupie who wrote a book on being a groupie, if I'm not mistaken, allegedly, then you just get what you get. You get what you get. That's on you. Okay, he was grown, she's grown, whatever. When it comes to this situation, Brittany is down bad. I don't know, because she had a little thing going on with Kevin Gates, and then she was, pretending to be Muslim, and I ain't like that. Because you don't cosplay with people's religion, okay? You don't just wear stuff up. You throw stuff on like it's Halloween, and then pretend like you are a Muslim. You're a Muslim now, and you're into all these things and being wholesome and covering up for 3 months. Then when Kevin Gates is gone, because he was never really hers. I know he's Muslim, he got multiple wives. Baby, there was only one legal wife, okay? There's only one wife on paper, and it wasn't Brittany. Okay, period. Okay, Drika was the only wife. But that's neither here nor there. When that was over with, she done took the hijab off and threw the fro wig on, and now she back to the mess. Okay, setting up for basketball wives next season, I see. So PJ comes to get his son with his wife. The wife was in the car. He comes to the door to get the son, stops at the door. The son starts crying. And she's like, I'm going to start recording. Got her mama recording. The same mama who she was on Basketball Wives saying that mama ain't ish. She talked about her mama like a dog, said her mama ain't ish. That same mama is recording the video. They yelling at PJ, talking about, I'm going to record because every time he go with you, he cry. And that's how it always is. It's the third time in a row he was crying. Brittany, what were you trying to do with this? Like, I am by in no way, shape, or form a pick me. And I try to be with my sisters. I've never really been a fan of Brittany Renner, though. I do think she's a groupie. And I don't know what she thought she was doing here. If you're going to be a groupie, play the game right. You did all this before he signed a $90 million contract. You was better off trying to work with the man. Best case scenario now, you can go to child support and make something shake because you messed up. Not only did you do this, which was a mess, but then you posted it. And people don't take too kindly a public embarrassment. I know I don't. You will not shame me publicly and think that we're going to be cool after that. It ain't going to happen. But got the camera on his face. Every time it's always like this. If you are a parent who's been around children long enough, you know that kids cry. That does not mean that he's doing anything harmful to this child because the boy was crying. When I pick my kids up from visiting their grandparents, literally any of them, any grandparent, especially my daughter who's 4, and my son when he was younger used to do it too. They cries. I picked her up from my dad's house. She's crying, bawling tears, hysterical, all the things. We get down the road and she's happy again. And that's just how it goes. Now, somebody would have had a camera up when she was all hysterical and causing a scene. They would have been like, oh my gosh, what's going on at home? By the time we hit the stop sign, she fine. So, I mean, that's what kids do. Could have been tired, just not ready to leave, having fun, just don't want to go. Miss their grandparents, who knows? Now, the boy was leaving when he was taking him out of the house. He's 3. He could have been taking a nap. Brittany is his primary parent. So maybe he is like, I don't leave my mom. That doesn't mean that when he gets to his dad's house, he's not okay. It doesn't mean anything. Like that little clip didn't prove nothing. And then she ends up arguing with his wife. And then when she said, well, the main thing I remember her saying is, oh, you gave your garden tool $170,000, but only $11,000 for your son. Baby, that's his wife. He gave the money to his wife. That's his wife. And that's just the benefits of being a wife. But I'm sure if you needed something for your son, did you ask him? Did you tell him first before you decided to bring it to the internet? I know Brittany probably wants to spend some of the money too. And if she dishing out a lot of kids are expensive. So I'm not all for, what it only needs to be for what the child needs and blah, blah. If I spend all my money all month long buying stuff for the child, you don't tell me how to spend the money, the child support money, because I've already spent the money and getting the child what they need all along. And I don't like when people be like, oh, electric bill, that's your electric bill, that's your rent. You would have had to pay it. I wouldn't have paid as much if I had a child in here. Maybe I could have got me a 1-bedroom instead of a 2 and save a little coin. But since we have a child, this is where the child lives, so he needs to care for the child. $11,000 seems like enough to take care of the child, but I don't know. Let me say the rich people's business, because we'd be like, that's more than enough. It's a different lifestyle that I one day aspire to live, but not as of today. And when I get there, I don't plan on having no babies. Okay. But I feel like they're past this point. They need to get the laws involved. But when you are able to co-parent in a healthy way and work together, it's so much easier and better for everyone involved, especially the child, when you can co-parent together. When you can co-parent together. PJ's not going to be around all the time. I don't know if he lives there. He's a professional basketball player. He's on the road most of the time. But you can't stop anybody from seeing their child. But you can hinder them and kind of interfere with them seeing the said child. Don't get in the way of that relationship. Let it be what it's going to be. If you feel like, okay, I can't be cordial, you can't come to my house because it's not cohesive when you come, then get the laws involved, get a plan in place, meet somewhere else in a public place, and you do an exchange, whatever you need to do, so you're not fighting in front of the child. She started arguing with the wife. The wife started arguing with her. He done told somebody to suck his eggplant. It was a mess. I think her and the wife got into a brawl. Child, a mess. And then I believe he has a child with his wife. So not only is a wife with your child when your child goes over there, the children are siblings. So it's like if you're over the man's over you, everybody's moved on. I would try to be like, especially if I feel like my child is being loved and cared for. If she's really concerned, she needs to, again, go to court. Take it to court, get something in place, make sure everything is good. Once you find out that the child is safe, if that's the case and the child is safe, there's no point in beefing with the wife. The wife is the wife. Like as of now, she's not going anywhere. So it's better to try to just be cordial. At least you don't have to be friends. You don't have to be none of that, but you can be cordial for the sake of the children. She ain't there yet. She's going to get there. The child's still young. And they say the child is under 5, the relationship's still alive. Now, that's not the case as he married. But I don't know, there's some lingering feelings. I don't know if she's doing this for the show that she's on. I don't know if she's doing this because she like, you know what, my marriage didn't work and I'm about to lash out on somebody else. Or if he really did something to her. I don't know. We don't know. We're not there all the time. But this baby girl wasn't it. This didn't do nothing for you, didn't help make you look better in any way, shape, or form. It didn't. But let's move on, okay? So let's see what Miss Cardi B got going on. Because Cardi B got the best lawyers in the game, okay?
Respectful press. I really, really appreciate that. And I want to thank everybody at home supporting me. I know you guys having a little key with the moment, but to be honest with you, I have missed my kids' first day of school today. I missed my kids' last week of school yesterday because of this. And I'm not even playing around. I will, even if I'm in my deathbed, I swear to God, I will say it in my deathbed. I did not touch that woman. I did not touch that.
I had to cut it off because not too many of them D words, girl. Okay, this is YouTube. You got to watch what's being said over here on this side. There's a lot going on. This case had a lot going on. But again, Cardi B's lawyers, top tier. Top tier. She paying because they always get because there's some cases where I was like, yeah, Cardi, she need to be reprimanded for this. She gets off every single time. And still got, people owing her money. Then that ain't allegedly at the end of the day. Okay. So listen, best lawyers. But the case has some, first of all, a lot of us been thinking that Cardi been pregnant for quite a while. Okay. She's been walking around. When she started walking down them steps and them loose blazers and them loose t-shirts, Mama about 6 months pregnant. She don't, every time she get pregnant, she does not hide it well. Like, it's just too obvious. Like, girl. And it's like, yeah, you don't have to tell anybody before you're ready. But at this point, like, girls, we can see. But besides her, so now she's pregnant. She's not legally divorced. Everybody's thinking it's from Stefan. But then some people are like, is it Offset's? This is all alleged because she didn't confirm anything. So we don't know. But it's speculation. But it looked like she's pregnant. But it's alleged. Being pregnant from your boyfriend while you still got a husband is crazy. And I don't care how you slice and dice it. I didn't like, they was trying to jump on me in the comments when Clarissa Shields said she wanted to get pregnant by Papoose. And I'm like, why would you want to get pregnant by that lady's husband? Remy cheated too. She's still that lady's, that's still that lady's husband. Oh, well, they should have said that they're not together. Well, on paper, they are. So don't let something happen tomorrow because Remy's going to be making them decisions. Remy's not out here trying to have nobody's baby. Having a baby, while y'all can try to downplay it, if it didn't matter, then marriage wouldn't exist. Marriage wouldn't matter. And I know it doesn't matter for everybody, but you don't get this legal paperwork and documents and all these things involved and then be like, never mind, it don't matter. It does. Having a baby with someone while you are still legally tied to someone else is never a good idea. Never. And I don't fault Cardi for moving on after everything Offset's done, but get the divorce finalized before you get pregnant, if she is. So, on top of the lawyers asking her, why she had a blonde wig on today and a short wig yesterday and a brown wig tomorrow. What was that? Okay, switch my wig, made him feel like he cheating, honey, okay? She can switch her wig twice in the same day. What that got to do with this case? What does that got to do with anything? What helped me to understand? Excuse me? What does Cardi switching up her wig got to do with anything that happened in 2018 when the alleged incident happened? What? Child, please. So after Cardi basically called the lady a big back or something along them lines, I don't know, something like that. She got off, of course. I knew she would with the law team she done hired. And then a reporter, she comes out and they ask her, like, who's your baby daddy? Is it Offset or Stefan? And she threw a pin at him. And then try to reprimand him, like chastise him. Your mama raised you better than that, not to ask questions like that. No, they asking the burning questions. The questions people want to know. You might not like it, but you can't, you just got out of court with the very thing that you just did. Yes, you threw the pin and didn't hit nobody, but she needs, I know she has a PR team. I know she does. I know she got all the things. She got a team behind her, great team. Get her into some anger management classes. You're not going to like everything that's being said. You cannot, I know she's hormonal if she is pregnant, but you cannot throw stuff at people. Now that is another potential lawsuit. Now, why people sue her, I don't know. Y'all wasting y'all time and y'all money paying lawyer fees because you ain't going to win. Even with all this video footage and this evidence. But Cardi, mamas, stop. Go out the back door if you have to. Is there not another exit or another way you can get out of the building? If that's the case, don't answer no interview questions. Dodge them and go straight to the car. You hear me? Get in the car, get in, get out. Don't answer no questions. Don't say nothing. Listen, there's too much going on. Okay, so what we got next? I don't need no music playing, so let's see. Let me share my screen. So here we see Jasmine Brown, Cam Newton's third baby mama, about to give birth to his second child. She's beautiful, it's cute, it's all the things. She has said something, and I would have to really dig deep down to find it, and I'm not about to do that tonight because it's late, and I got work in the morning. Okay, I got to 9 to 5. Okay. I got churns to take care of. She said something about, I'm paraphrasing because I ain't got it in front of me, but she said basically people was like, oh, she'll want a son, mother and son bond, all these things, having a son. And she was like, she would have to raise him to be the man she's never even experienced, the type of man that she would want, but has never come across. Come again. Not Miss Mamas, who I know, him like the back of my hand. I rub his back. I rub his feet. I unpack his suitcase. I like to cook and clean and do all the things. Ooh. Excuse me. Ooh. Bless me, child. Okay. Anyway. Just talking about it made me have to sneeze. Ooh, I lost my train of thought. But Miss Mamas, who was former giving the girlies sound advice about not being a pick-me, turned pick-me for this man because he got coins, even though she said he don't spend it on her or something along them lines. She still make her own way or she still got to pay the bills. She said something like that. It was something like that. Having another child by this man who won't even claim you as his girlfriend, let alone make you his wife, openly said on his podcast, if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, allegedly, that he slept with other women while he was with her. And she like, I know my man, you ain't got to worry about it. Is he even your man? You live in his house and you giving him free labor, but are you in a relationship? A legitimate, exclusive one? Because a man asked him if he was in an exclusive relationship and he couldn't answer the man. And now you're saying this. And then I don't even want her having a son because I don't need some of these mothers with sons. And I have a son myself. I have a teenage son. Some of these mothers with these sons trying to make their son be the man they never had is not a good look. It's never a good look. It's not what you want. You don't want to date no man like that. It ain't fair to the son to be trying to make that son your man, child. Or raise him to be the kind of man. Just see if you procreate with the type of man. And I know everybody doesn't, it always doesn't work out the way we want and whatever. I'm not saying she should have chose better, but girl, you had the signs. Now, I'm not typically one for being like, oh, you need to choose better. But when you have the blueprint, when you have the Carfax, when you have the Yelp review, shout out to Erica De Niro, you don't just be like, oh, it ain't gonna happen to me and turn a blind eye. Oh, yes, it will. Oh, yes, it will. Because he knows he can get away with it. This is third time doing this. You think the first mother of his children, who he was with for a decade and had like 4 or 5 of his kids, now her I give grace. She didn't know anybody. There was nothing to go off of. She didn't know. The second one, I don't really give no grace to her because he was still with the first one when he got with her, and that's messy and I don't like that. But even the second one, you can be like, okay, well, maybe he had issues with his ex or whatever. You can be naive and aloof sometimes when you're the second one. But by the time we get to the third, you got all this evidence and you like, no, I'm going to do it anyway. Why? Okay, well, that's on you, sister. That is on you and you alone. You get what you get. Do y'all think this relationship is going to last? And how long do you think it's going to last, if it does last? Now, did y'all see that blurry picture of 21 Savage in Lotto, Mulatto, turned Big Lotto, turned Lotto? Yes, child. We know they've been together for a long time, even though that man is still legally married. People try to sell some papers just so he can have his papers. Well, why he ain't married Lotto to get his papers then? Why he ain't married her to get his papers? If it's just for papers. And then, okay, he got his papers. Why he ain't divorced? And he didn't just marry any old random. He married the mother of his children, like 2 of his children. Child, please. Could keep playing with you if you want to. When he up and decide, I want my family back, I want my marriage, nobody gonna bat an eye. You know why? Because they married. So I know sometimes people get married for papers. She already had his children prior to, so it's not like they didn't have no relationship. I feel like being in situations like that, silly and you're doing yourself a disservice. But women gonna do it anyway. See, if we all could come together as a united front, we could stop the madness. But everybody can't get on the same page. There's always a pygmy running loose. Now, what we got? Let's end off the night with this. Miss Karen Huger is released from prison after only a short 6 months in jail. You know what? I'm glad nobody got harmed. Someone could have. So that's not nothing to take lightly. And Karen needs to get a driver. I know she had a driver before. She needs to get another driver. She don't need to be behind the wheel, get Uber Black, pay for a driver, wait. Well, her husband, I don't know if he should be on the road because I'm going to leave it alone. Find somebody to drive. She don't need to be behind the wheel. If you can't put the bottle down or whatever it is, allegedly, but not really, but allegedly, hire somebody. This is not her first DUI. This is her first time serving time, and the sentence was really short, but I'm sure it felt like 60 years up in there. Now, I know she's going to come back to the show looking great. They better pick the cameras up and get on the screen. I haven't watched Potomac in the last 2 seasons. I don't have a clue as to what's going on. It's pretty boring. It's always been pretty boring. Now that Mia isn't on there, she going around town with Bobby Valentino. Like, girl, you love you a short king. What's going on here? But y'all better get Karen Huger back on there if y'all want to keep them views up, okay? You better get the Grand Dame up on there. So let me know what y'all thinking. Are you excited? Are you going to watch this season? Let me know what you think of all the, hot topics, the latest and greatest in the news. Just a little something until our shows come back and we can get back to the reviews, honey. Be sure to like the video. Thanks for stopping by, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.